Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lillian. In today's tutorial we are going to be making this pant. It's an elastic pant and is a free one, and it has pocket by the side, and it's also a lower waist pant. It's not a high waist. And before I do that, I added 2 inches, which is my band, to the measurement I had from my lower waist. Okay, and then I measured from this line down to my hip line. Okay, 26. And then I also measured my crotch, which is 2 inches from the hip line. And then I measured the length of the short, which is 35. I wanted to make 36, but I wanted to come up a little bit. So the next thing I did was to connect all the dots. Okay, after connecting all the dots, I'm going to mark out 1 inch from this side. This is side, is not the center. I'm going to mark out 1 inch. All right, and then use my ruler to connect it. Okay, so every measurement right now is going to start from this line. Okay, because that's 1 inch is for allowance, our side allowance. So I went ahead to mark my measurement, which is my round hip divided by 4. I marked it on the lower waist, on the hip, and also on the crotch. You can see I went ahead to label it. So my crotch is 2 inches. My crotch extension is 2 inches. So I marked it and then connect it back to the hip line. You can see what I'm doing here. So on the length of the pant, I removed 1 inch from the 10 inch. I marked on the hip line and then connect it this way. Right now I'm marking half an inch, which is the allowance I'm going to use to join the crotch together, because you cannot use, if you do not add this allowance and use the crotch line, is going to affect your joining. Is going to affect the pant. So this is how it goes. I marked half an inch, which I'm going to use to join the crotch together. So I also repeated the same thing on this line, on this side, and then this is the side which will be joining with the back. All right, so it's our allowance. That's why I added 1 inch allowance there. Now this is our back. Okay, before you start any measurement, make sure you mark out 3 inches or 2 inches depending on your size. And then from the side I marked out 1 inch. All right, so every measurement right now is going to start from this 2 inches I marked down. You can see where I placed the front. So I placed the front and then made a point in all the lines and then extend it. Also went ahead to connect the dots. You can see I've connected the dots. Now we are going to mark our back crotch. For my front crotch is 2 inches. Why this back is 2.5 inches? That was what I added there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and extend this to the 2 inches I marked earlier. Sorry, this part isn't showing very well. I had no idea. So I'm going to use my ruler to connect it as shown. You can see this is it. All right, this is how you connect it. I'm going to connect it this way. After this is our back. Right now you can see this the first line is where the front crotch stopped, while the second one is where the back stopped. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to repeat the same thing by adding our allowance for joining. Okay, I added half an inch. If you do this, it's not going to affect your crotch. All right, so I later use my marker to trace it. So on the down part, which is the length of the short, I marked out 10 inches. You know, front was 9, but back I marked out 10. And the next thing I'm going to do right now is to curve this area starting from the crotch. You can see this is to cover your back. If you didn't do this, your back won't be covered very well. So that's why I marked these 2 inches. All right, 2.5 I mean. And also from this side down, I also added half an inch, which I'm going to use to connect the front and back. So I now went ahead to cut. So after cutting, this is how it's looking. You can see I placed the front on top, and you can see the difference. See the difference there. So right now I'm going to be showing you how I cut out my pocket. All right, remember we have allowance of 1 inch. All right, but I'm going to cut out 3, but because there is an allowance of 1 inch, so I marked out 4 inches from there in, and then down 7 inches, then use my ruler to connect it as shown. This is how you cut your pocket. All right, so after doing this, I'm going to bring another paper to show you how to cut the one that will lap this that will replace this 3 inches that was removed. Okay, so I made a point where it stopped and then went in by 2 inches and used my free hand and connect it. You can see what I'm doing here. So after connecting it, I'm going to go ahead and cut. You can see I added inches while I was when I was cutting it. So when you place it together, this is how it's going to be. You can see the down part has covered the 3 inches that was removed. So when you join the front and back together, this is how it's going to look. All right, please, if this video is helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you. And I'll also be posting the making of this short. Okay, please stay tuned.